Everyone, and welcome back to Left Unbothered. This is where I rant about politics, culture, and whatever else is bothering me in the news for the week. If you're interested, go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and let's get into it. This week has been very, very interesting. The government has reopened again after 43 days of being shut down. Federal workers not being paid, families being evicted from their homes, missing car payments, mortgage payments, all kinds of payments, and people going hungry, having to line up at food banks, all of those things, threatening to pull SNAP funding, not giving people SNAP benefits. It's been a hot mess the entire time the government has been shut down. It's been tit for tat, back and forth, and it's just been very, very annoying to witness and to see the state of our government. It's in absolute shambles, and we are so weak and vulnerable right now. I would bet that our enemies are just laughing and pointing at all the plot holes at which they can attack Americans right now because we are distracted with trying to survive this presidency. And yes, I said survive. That might be a little dramatic, but it's definitely been a survival. Prices keep going up. Nothing's going down. You literally go to the grocery store. I don't care what tax bracket you are in. You cannot tell me you're not going to the grocery store saying, what the fuck? You can't sit up here and lie to me and tell me you're not saying that. These prices are ridiculous. Everything this man said that he was going to do, he has done the opposite of. Y'all fell for the okie doke once again. Once again. And he said that smart people didn't like him. The numbers that have come out for the people who have voted for him definitely shows with the education levels who voted for him. And it's definitely not smart people. I'm actually going to bring up the numbers. I was on X and I was scrolling and I saw them, and it's pretty interesting. Watch. Look at these numbers. If you had a high school diploma or less, you voted 59% in favor for Trump. Like, that is absolutely crazy.
Your education, 59% voted for Donald Trump. Some college, he held on to the lead with 53%, but then it seems that the more educated you are, the more elite you become, the more you go over to the Democratic column.
And that's exactly why they hate education and why they refuse to invest in public schools. They don't want kids to get smarter. They don't want them to grow up, become liberal, become democratic, become socially conscious, because that's literally all being democratic and left is being socially conscious. It's so simple. It really, truly is. And those numbers are really, truly disturbing because these people literally decided the election for us. That's absolutely insane. They probably didn't even fully comprehend what they were voting for. And you really hear them say that whenever they're like, oh, he didn't say that. He didn't mention he was voting for that, when he was literally saying these things the entire trip. He was saying everything that he was going to do the entire time. And either they weren't listening, or they didn't comprehend, or they just saw who he was and they just wanted to be part of a movement, something that doesn't center a black person or a woman in general. So yes, very disturbing numbers and very interesting numbers as well. And those emails, I don't even know what I can say that hasn't already been said about those damn emails. But I just want to, I guess, reiterate that this party is protecting pedophiles. They love to do that. They love to protect people who harm children, even though they claim to be the pro-life party. Maybe that's why they're so pro-life. They want more children in this world that they can harm. Because it's just not making any sense why they are just holding on to these things so hard. Like, if he's not in them, if there's not anything that can stop his presidency early in these files, release everything. Just release it. We know there's ties and connections to foreign officials and all that stuff, but we really don't care about that. We just want the truth out there, to be honest with you. The whole truth, nothing but the truth. That's what we want. And we want him brought to justice along with everyone else that's in those files. That's a huge talking point that conservatives love to bring up. Oh, it's like, oh, they just want Trump to go down. They just want Trump to go down. No, we want everybody involved and associated with this man to go down. It's not just one person. Everybody needs to go. They hurt and harm children. There's no place in society for people like that at all. Period, point blank. He literally claimed for years to not know anything about what happened at his homes. But there's emails between Epstein and Maxwell stating the complete opposite. One of the emails states that Trump was at his house with one of the victims for hours. And then another email was said that someone didn't want to pop up and Trump is at the house. They didn't want to bump into Trump. So I just feel like for him to not know anything about what's going on, he was very involved. He was in spaces that he shouldn't have been in. And whether that's to help or to harm, I don't know. We don't really know the full story there. And whenever everything is released, if he hasn't done anything super harmful, then okay, our bad. But the way y'all are acting about these files is clearly something in there that y'all don't want the public to know. And I think the more y'all hold on to them, the longer you guys hold this information from the public, the more y'all are going to have problems. And things are not going to go in y'all's favor in 2028 at all. Or 2026 in midterms. So do with that information what you will. And for a non-political story, Tory Lanez's appeal was denied by the appellate court in the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion. And all the blogs and influencers that have spent the last few years dogpiling and dogging Megan Thee Stallion's name, calling her a liar, saying that he didn't shoot her, saying that she didn't get shot, they're quiet as a mouse right now. Not one word. I haven't seen it trending. I haven't seen anything about it in any blog. And I think that's very interesting. It's almost like what she said about the hate train being paid is real, because the people that were the main driving forces behind all the misinformation out about the case, they are currently involved in legal proceedings with Megan Thee Stallion and her team in a defamation lawsuit against one blogger. So I'm assuming that they're treading carefully, a little bit more carefully now with their words and what they say in regards to this case, because they know everything that they are saying and doing is being watched and probably more than likely recorded and used as evidence against them. I just think it's very, very interesting that it's pretty much crickets now that this information has come out. And something that I really, really, really want to discuss, I'm going to pull it up on my screen so y'all can see. I just want to remind everyone before I share my screen that for the past few years since the shooting became news, he's been denying and changing his story. First he said he didn't shoot her. First he said it was the alcohol. Then he said Kelsey shot her. Then he said no one shot her. So his story has been constantly changing. He said that he fought Kelsey for the gun. So there was a struggle for the gun, according to him. But something that he says in his appeal literally shatters that entire argument of there being a fight for the gun. And it also shatters the argument that he's not the one that shot her. He is the one that shot her. Period, point blank. All the evidence is there. And this new little tidbit that he dropped will actually even add more confirmation to that for me. So let's see. So this is Megan Cuniff. She's been the driving force behind getting the right information out about this case for the last few years since the trial. So she points out that he only challenged the vulnerable victim thing, basically saying that Megan wasn't a vulnerable victim. She knew that there was a weapon in the car and she had time to duck for cover. What? What do you mean she knew there was a gun in the car and she had time to duck and cover? That's not making any sense to me, friend. I thought you said you didn't do it. I thought you said that you fought over the gun. That doesn't seem like it was a fight for the gun if she had time to duck for cover. It sounds like to me somebody was pointing and holding the gun directly at her, like she said. That's what it sounds like to me. But I think that's very, very interesting. And again, nobody's talking about it. I wonder why. But I guess that's all for the things that I wanted to rant a little bit about this week or for today, because there's something constantly happening in our news cycle, especially with this administration in the office. And a lot of stuff isn't getting covered because there's too much happening. So I'm going to try to put my little foot in the ring and see how much I can cover politically, culturally, and whatever else. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.